Welcome back. So I'd like to announce the social media tools that you need to get in touch with the show. It is our ritual. After all, go to facebook.com/joynews-on-TV. You will find us there. Like everything that we put there, comment on it. We would amplify your voice by sharing what you're thinking with the rest of the world at Joy News on TV, at JN Interactive GH, and at MN Toure. 3 Twitter handles ready for you to send your tweets in. We will retweet your thoughts and also share it here on the show live. Join News IM@multitvworld.com is our email address, and our WhatsApp number 0540109009. And JN Interactive is where tech meets news to set the agenda. So 51 years ago yesterday, that's May 25th, 1963, leaders of 32 African countries met to form the Organization of African Union. The OAU, whose name was later changed to the African Union, or AU, on May 26, 2001, has many objectives. Key among these objectives are to achieve greater unity and solidarity between African countries and people of Africa, to defend the sovereignty, territorial integrity and independence of its member states, as to accelerate the political and socio-economic integration of the continent. But 51 years after the OAU was formed and 12 years since the AU came into existence, has the union managed to remain relevant to the people of the continent? Here are some views on the subject from the streets of Accra in a story. Let's take that, and when we come back, we will talk to some people.
Every year, Ghana joins the rest of the continent to mark the Africa Union Day. Hitherto, this day was marked with a lot of sense of belonging and passion towards the drive for a one Africa. However, several days earlier, there was no mention of this day, no attention given to it at all, and raised the question of whether or not the AU Day has lost its significance in the country and generally on the continent.
Yeah, for me, I don't think, looking at the current situation in Africa, the best that our leaders could do was to declare an AU Day as a holiday, because we have a lot of challenges. And I believe that this rather should give our leaders an opportunity to tell us what really we need to do in action to transform our continent. Because we have the United Nations Day, but it's not a holiday. And those in the developed world rather that have done a lot don't normally consider most of these things as a...
I think we have to discuss about the development of Africa. Africa's development is we are behind. We are behind, especially if you look at what is happening at Boko Haram. Yeah, people are being killed. Schoolgirls are being brutalized every now and then. And then you call this one total unity. We've not gotten there yet. I believe much need to be done in terms of, liberation.
Then there are those who simply are rather vague on this topic, though the holiday that comes with it is very much welcome.
The AU is just African countries coming together as one people, and I think it's really good for African countries to come together. African countries to come together as one people to live as one people. It brings peace and order to the nation. To the continent.
There was one time they're talking about like one currency or one nation or something like that. If there's one currency for start, but that would take a long time to achieve. But if that goes on, I think our currency in general might be stronger. But what we can do is up to our leaders. We have the right leader.
I wasn't even aware that it was a holiday. A friend told me yesterday.
But who can be blamed for the lack of knowledge when it comes to the one thing Africa may need to be a world power? A lack of interest among younger generations? For Ebenezer, the onus lies on our leaders to instill in our young people the winning passion for one Africa through the Africa Union.
Well, I would like to say there is no perfect institution. They're doing their best, but their best has to actually come out to be more proactive. And they must get the youth involved to tell them what they think. It should be they should be able to meet the youth in a halfway. where the world decide on what they think should be done, because you need the experienced and the inexperienced as well to be able to move ahead.
The union's usefulness is directly affected by the contributions from member nations from the very impoverished continent. Perhaps that is why it seems helpless in the face of devastating developments on the continent. Africa Day may be marked every other year on the 25th of May, but if it is to continue to stay significant, individual nations must consider luring the youth into the conversation for a new and united Africa.
So, welcome back. And here in Ghana, African Union Day is observed as a holiday. But what is the holiday meant to achieve or inspire in the people? And by the way, do all African countries observe the day as such? I would like for us to connect to South Africa and also to Kenya, to two people who are standing by to speak to us. I think we should perhaps go first to Kenya and then speak to Jane Serowanga. She is in Kenya at the moment. And hello, Jane. Hello?
Hello, yes, I can hear you.
You can hear me, but I can't hear you that well, so if you can just speak up a little bit for me.
Okay, I don't know, is that better?
How are you marking the AU Day today in Kenya? I mean,
well,
that was yesterday, actually, but seeing as it fell on a weekend, how are you marking it?
Right, so you see, ordinarily, if the day falls on a Monday, on a Sunday, then if it was to be observed as a public holiday, then we would have had a holiday today. But in our case, we do not have a public holiday. So there's just commemoration by various groups, members of civil society, and organs of the African Union that are based here.
Right. I'm wondering, what do you, as a South African, what do you think about this day? Is it a big deal at all? Hello, Jane.
Sir, you refer to me as a South African as opposed to a Kenyan?
Hello?
Hello, are you talking to South Africa or are you talking to Kenya?
I am talking to both South Africa and Kenya at this moment, but right now I am talking to you in Kenya.
Oh, in Kenya, for us, it's a time to reflect, right? It's a time to look.
The line is terrible, so I think it'll be a good idea to actually drop off here and then re-establish contact and take the interview from there. I'm also trying to reach Angela Bukenya, who is actually in South Africa, to help us also understand the South African perspective, whether it was a holiday and how they actually see it, and if they even think that the association befits its members or membership in that association. And also, you know, from the Kenyan perspective, they have their soldiers who are involved, you know, in the AU mission in Somalia. And there's a lot of things happening in their country. You know, would they want to their soldiers to really come back home and fight with the home front, or what is it? Okay, I think Angela is back on the line. Hello, Angela. Hello?
Yes, I am. Hi, how are you?
I'm fabulous. How are you too?
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Crystal.
Great, thank you. Yeah. Happy African Day.
Happy African Day to you too. I'm wondering, how do you think we can make the AU relevant?
We can definitely make the AU relevant within South Africa. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Definitely, the AU can be made relevant, and Africa Day celebration can be made relevant within South Africa and Africa because of the immense cultural diversity within our countries. There seems to be a problem.
So Jane is on air right now. That is what technology is doing. This is Africa. After all, we're celebrating our day. Hello, Jane. Sorry, the line actually tripped. You're back online now. Thank you so much for staying with us.
No problem.
I was actually asking the relevance of the day for you.
Okay, so as a person from Kenya and a person from the East Africa region, I was saying there's some things we shall be happy to celebrate, but there's also a couple of things we're going to be not too celebratory about, and we're hoping to see more from the African Union. The African Union has... Hello?
Yeah, please go ahead. I can hear you.
Okay. For example, we have the human rights mechanisms that have come under the African Union. And in the last few years, we have seen a number of cases that have gone before the African Commission and have been decided in favor of litigants. So for the case of Kenyans, you will remember the case of the indigenous community that was taken to the African Commission, and in the end of it, the African Commission decided in favor of the community. We have also different matters that the African Union has articulated before international forum on matters to do with marginalization, discrimination, decolonization, and we're happy that these issues are brought to the fore and are dealt with at that level. So we have to admit that there are a couple of things, and these are not the only ones. The African Union has also been transformed in the way it has been organized. So we have critical organs of the African Union that are now used for decision making. For example, we have the Pan-African Parliament, which is based down in South Africa. We have matters like the Gender Commission, and these organs help Africans and African bodies articulate matters that are very key to them. For me, as a person who works in matters of women's rights, I have to celebrate that the African Union has been at the forefront of promoting issues of maternal, newborn, and child health all across the African continent, because we know that it has prioritized these issues, and the result is that there is a slight improvement in matters to do with maternal health, not where we want it to be, but there has been a slight improvement. So those are some of the things that we have to celebrate as people from East Africa, specifically from Kenya. But even as I say that, there are some matters that we will be lamenting about. For the average Kenyan on the street, the topic right now is the menace of the Al-Shabaab. You know that the Al-Shabaab is a militant group from Somalia, neighboring Somalia.
Right.
Somalia has been in conflict for over 20 years, and the Kenya Defense Forces, together with forces under the African Union, have been in Somalia. And what we have seen since the Kenya Defense Forces went into Somalia to deal with the problem of Al-Shabaab is that we have had numerous threats on security in Kenya, not just threats, but actual security attacks that are happening across the country now almost on a daily, a weekly, if not a daily basis. The average man is being caught up in church, caught up in the streets, caught up in the malls in these attacks, and usually, more often than not, the Al-Shabaab have come up to say that it is through their actions. So we are not happy about this, and we are honestly looking to our government and also to the African Union to put an end to this ongoing crisis that is resulting in loss of lives. We have seen recently also in Nigeria the actions of the Boko Haram, which have been going on actually not just with the hostages, the girls who are taken hostages, but if you look back, you see activities dating back to 2009, and the same situation. You have people who are not happy with the way things are running in society and are coming up against, in the case of Boko Haram, they're talking about education, formal education. In the meantime, we're seeing the bombing of mosques, of churches, of bus parks, and now the latest one, we're seeing the taking hostage of the girls. So these are things which, as Africans, we will not be happy about, and we really need to see the African Union being more decisive in, first of all, calling for a stop, but also in ensuring that they do not happen in the first place.
Okay, thank you very much, Jane. We really thank you for sharing those insights for us, and we're hoping that at least as a continent, the AU will become very, very relevant to us in the years ahead. Thank you so much.
welcome.
So we're also trying frantically to reach South Africa, and Angela Bukenya is standing by to, shed some more insights into that for us. Whilst we wait for her, let's take some of your comments that have been dropping in on social media. And the precursor, as always, is already set to tell you that we are celebrating it today in Ghana. It's a holiday. And do you feel that your country is getting any benefits from its association with the AU? And Abdullahi Abdulrazak is sending in from Tamale. He says, I think AU as an organization is not living up to my expectation, especially when it comes to promoting peace, unity, and also dealing with the plight of its member countries. However, African leaders must change their attitude. Awake Africa, and you're calling Africa to wake up from its slumber. Roland Yabua, why not? Ghana benefits both direct and indirectly from its being a member of the AU, both visibly and invisibly. I'm sure that's what you're trying to say. Anyway, my sweet Marian, good evening to you, and you are looking so good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Majid Audu says, I think we still have a long way to go, because for me, the AU is a toothless dog. It can only bark but can't bite. It also seems we were not given a certificate to govern by our colonial masters simply because we needed to govern ourselves so early. We need pragmatic measures to help Africa grow. Christian Salvo says that is a very big question to ask, but I think that where we have got to is very vital. Our own Osajifu, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, said that independence is meaningless until it's linked to the total liberation of the African continent. So I think that what President Nkrumah said was very key to Africans. I will pause here and we'll go back to South Africa. Angela Bukenya is standing by on the phone. Hello, Angela. Welcome back.
Hello, hi.
Skype didn't work for us, but I can hear you clearly now.
Okay, yes, I can hear you.
Yes, you were saying I wanted to actually find out if, how we as Africans can derive benefits from the AU as member states.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Sorry?
Sorry, I didn't get that clearly. Can you repeat that again?
I wanted to find out, how do we make countries like ours, benefit from our membership of the AU?
I think definitely it's important to move towards trying to improve AU as an organization because in as much as it's helped in achieving independence within our different African countries, there seems to be a bit of an issue when it comes to dealing with issues of corruption with different heads of state. As there's a tendency of holding back in trying to fight against corruption against different heads of state because of certain state interests or certain sort of alliances between different countries. So I could say definitely what's needed is to improve having a more independent thing in trying to fight issues and corruption issues within different African states. Definitely improving that aspect of the AU organization, yes.
Right, okay. I think that is crystal enough for us. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'm hoping that the line will get better so that we can get you on a much, much clearer Skype line next time. Thank you so much. You're welcome. And as I indicated earlier, today is a holiday in Ghana. But do you know what holiday it is? Sarah has been finding out from our public. Let's take our video blog.
Thank you, Marian. So I'm standing here today in Circle to find out whether or not people are aware of what holiday they're celebrating today. See, today is AU Day, but not many people are aware. I'm also trying to find out what the significance of this holiday is and whether or not they think that this holiday is still relevant. So do you know what holiday we're celebrating today?
It's AU holiday, yeah. I know it's an AU holiday. As for me, I went to work, so I don't know. This holiday, I don't know. What I know is AU holiday, and that is it.
I was told it's, I think it's Workers' Day or UN Day. I don't know which is which. But all what I know is today is holiday. That's all.
That's it.
It's all about the OAU, the Organization of the African Union. It's about bringing the African continent, countries together.
Yeah, I know it's AU Day. Actually, I don't know any important about this holiday. Yeah, because the AU and I don't see nothing much about the AU that they are celebrating the birthday, the holiday today. Yeah.
Say today is AU holiday, AU Day. Yeah, it's supposed to be yesterday. AU holiday is very important. If only the whole of Africa will become one union, yeah, it will be benefit the Africans. But there's no union in Africans. Divisions, so many divisions. So I think if they will organize it well, it will help the continent. There's so many pressure in the system, in the nation. So too many holidays, it's cutting some of the jobs off. So I think it's not all that everything that's supposed to be holiday. Have to cut some off.
You know, it's like Ghana need holiday because of every day man's supposed to work hard and going up and down. It's too much. So if one day is, then you're supposed to do like we rest our body and things, and that's all. The only thing is money we don't have. Like if we have money, we like to enjoy our body. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't know what holiday it is. You're just resting today.
No, I don't know. Yes, this morning my daughter was asking me, Daddy, you want to go out? And I said, yeah, I'm supposed to go out because no, Daddy, today is holiday. I said, no, today is not holiday for me. I was supposed to wear out and make money for you. Holiday, sister, it's not easy. You can't get it easy because it's hard. That's why.
Oh, it's a little bit of comic relief for you. Today is a holiday. Africans, we work too much, so we need holiday. So we are celebrating the holiday. I'll take some WhatsApp too, and then we'll go. This one says, Marian, AU has not been able to meet its treaties at all because as I speak to you, if I want to cross the border from Tumu to Burkina Faso, which is a stone thrown, you would have to be ransacked thoroughly before entrance. Felix, but I mean, ransacking there, I don't think there's any problem with that. Or Felix, what do you think? There's no problem. I mean, they have to check and make sure that their borders are secure and all that. So if you tell me because they ransack you, the AU is not working, then my brother, this one day, I disagree with you. Okay, well, but that's what you're saying. One more, and then we go. This one says, AU Day means all African countries should have union because each other. Okay, from John Mensa, Somaya. Okay, John, thank you so much. But you've given me a laugh all the same. Thank you so much. This interactive community is fabulous. Happy AU Day to all of you. Happy holiday. Steve is back. We can wrap up together. Yes.